What is good, everybody, and welcome back to the dungeon where we are no longer talking about freestyle competitions. Actually, we're gonna talk a little bit about competitions. So the last week, I was lucky enough to be part of the World Freestyle Round-Up. It's an online freestyle contest that happens every year. Well, it usually happens in person every year in Cloverdale, British Columbia. Now this year was really great. We got to see so many people putting down really wild freestyle tricks. We also got to see a ton of new people getting involved with freestyle skateboarding for the first time at the World Roundup this year. They had a rookies division, and for a lot of these people, it was their first freestyle contest, or maybe even their first skateboard contest. It also kind of got me thinking about my first videos and my first time competing and all of these firsts for me. So today, in the spirit of firsts and beginning freestyle journeys and all of that stuff, we're gonna go back and watch some of my first freestyle videos. I'm gonna queue up a video, we're gonna sit back, relax, and if you're following along, I'll let you know what songs to play, because I used a lot of licensed music back then. Let's go. All right, so the first video I ever made when I first got into freestyle skateboarding was a video called Bad Freestyle Skateboarding. Clearly, I had a bit of a self-image problem. When I first got into skating, everything was videos, right? We watched skate videos in my friends' basements. We played Tony Hawk Pro Skater and watched all the videos that they included with the game. Everything revolved around trying to learn tricks we watched on video of pros. And when I found freestyle, it's because people were posting videos online. People like Tommy Harward, Keith Renna, Terry Sinnott. The Casper video, which was made by Daryl Grogan, was like the coolest full-length video I'd ever seen in my life. Even videos from Japan were kind of starting to trickle into the US internet space. I don't know even how we watched those videos back in the day. So when YouTube became a thing, back in like 2005, 2006, my friends and I all dove into that and started editing our own videos. I was fortunate enough to have a camera and kind of started tinkering with editing software and made Bad Freestyle Skateboarding. So here we go. If you're following along at home, you can queue up the song Wheels by Cake. And yeah, it should match up. All right, let's go. Super awesome title, great editing. Diving in, trying to do a primo slide. I remember I just learned primo slides. At the time, like, Witter Cheng was such a big deal, and Witter could do coconut wheelies for miles. So of course I would reach out to him all the time and be like, hey, can you teach me how to do those? Can you like show me tips for those? Step off to Casper, another Witter Chen trick. I was just trying to beat him all my life. Notice the camera's on the ground. I'm fully like camera on the floor, filming outside of my mom's house, straight at my legs. No concept of tripods or framing. I remember being so stoked when I learned those. Wheel spins. This is the elementary school I went to. There's like a blacktop area in the back. It was like the freestyle skate park when I was in middle school. No Second Possible. So this video would have been made in like 2005, 2006. So I was like a freshman in high school, right? Yeah, freshman in high school. I'd just gotten back from having a broken leg. I remember like I broke my right leg and I tried to learn how to pogo, or like relearn how to pogo, because it was my pogo leg that I broke. And on this board, I like figured it out again. I could do pogos again. It was such a big deal. And then I learned M80s. Easy. Just kidding. And dude, so many things. Everyone my age at that point wanted to ride Chuck Taylor Converse. And they're so thin, and they were the canvas ones, the OG ones. So they were fuzzy on the bottom. And they were like terrible. They had metal eyelets, they still have metal eyelets, and they would cut into your foot every time you did a pogo or like a Casper or a truck stand. We would take like needle nose pliers and just rip out the eyelets on the side of the shoe so that we could actually skate them. That reaction to that impossible is the most honest thing in the world. Then I like freaked out. You notice there's snow on the ground. It's the middle of winter. I went straight home and tried to, like, with the last bit of sunlight we had, film a couple more of those impossibles. I was so hyped that day. I probably didn't do another impossible for like weeks or months after that. So like juiced that I got it once. I was over it at that point. Notice my little baby spacewalks too. So stoked on those. Full parka, snow still on the ground, covered in salt. That street is a totally different color. So I'm originally from Illinois, and every winter when it snowed, we would wait for the snow plows to plow the parking lots we would skate. At that elementary school parking lot I always skated in, we would get plowed and they would salt it with like rock salt so the ice wouldn't stay, and so it would kind of like melt off any potential black ice. We would come with push brooms and try to sweep all the salt to one side. And there you can see the rock salt on the ground. Clearly didn't sweep it up that time. And here we go, primo slide. So proud of those. So stoked that I got that fall on camera too. Making a video, putting it out there, I realized that there was a group of people online who were all just trying to do the same thing. And where I grew up, we didn't have other freestyle skateboarders. So it wasn't like I could share what I was doing immediately with my neighbor and they could get it. Andy talked about this, Andy Anderson, in his 9 Club interview. When you like meet another freestyler and they get it, they like understand how hard a spacewalk is. It's a different kind of connection. And I think making a video and putting it up there, especially with like the bails and the struggles, and I kind of had a chance to connect with freestylers all over the world. And as YouTube grew, it became like the place for all of us to interact. It still is, right? Like, how weird is this? So fast forward to when I turned 18, I wanted to make a video part that was like, now I'm an adult, I'm skating like an adult, here we go. I'm on a big board, a big double kick board, and I think I was kind of pretending to be Connor Burke at this point. Thanks, Connor. So let's watch it. It's called 18. If you're following along at home, the song is Interlude Milo by Modest Mouse. All right, that was a heavy one for me. Fakie, kickflip, 180. I have like a style now. I'm like trying to look steezy when I skate. Ooh, black screen with the name. Some slow-mo Coco stuff. I still do that trick every day. Little chef salad. Oh, that fisheye. Oh, I bought that fisheye for $5 and it was broken. I'm using it this whole video, but I was so hyped to have a fisheye lens. It felt like I was a real like skateboarder with a fisheye lens. And it's off center. Like, how bad does that look? Dude, carousel. Man, truck transfers were a thing. The BLT. I still do that forward glide. This is basically the point when I like did all of my footwork that I still do. Like, this is when I decided these are my tricks. I think kickflip to nose G-turn. I remember being so proud of that one too. Like that little kickflip to spin, like my hands were right. And I was like, look at my hands look good. I don't know, I kind of look cool in this, right? Ruka shorts and like Nikes, like who is this kid? I'm pretty sure I worked at a skate shop at this point. I was probably skating the park after my shifts and clearly watching like Fully Flared and like all those skate videos at work. So that's why I dressed like I was on the Lakai team minus the Nikes. Up until this point, YouTube wasn't really like a monetized like thing. It wasn't kind of the YouTube that we have today. It was more of a platform, like I said before, for me and my friends to share our skating, communicate with each other, show what we're working on. But I got distracted. I'm like focusing more on school and focusing more on like career stuff. So I moved out to California. And in the process of sort of like settling into California, I started making videos again. And I'm skimming over a lot. But we start vlogging, we start doing this whole thing. And in the process, I decide I'm gonna make another video. And this is the most recent like full length part, I guess, or like full part I've recorded, and it's called 25. And at this point I had left my sponsor Mode, and started Waltz. So I think I'm riding a Mode board in some of this video. Ooh, starting out with the dramatic intro. This was a Time to Shine thing. I totally stole that from Time to Shine, from Dylan's part. I watched that video a lot. I say stole, it like looks nothing like it. I just was obsessed with those videos. This flatground area in North Hollywood was incredible. It was like super smooth, super bright, and me, Gabrick Ramos, and Sto Strauss would skate here every day. This is Long Beach. The Milk Memorial. Carousel, reverse carousel. Coming in hot. In front of the walls. I need blank walls. We would just drive around and be like, that's a good wall, when we lived in North Hollywood. Me and the roommates. Back at Long Beach. I used to skate that spot every day. I lived a block up in one of the apartments up the street from there. And actually John Hill lived across the street at one point. And I would get off work. I worked like 4 a.m. until like 8 a.m. I would open the Starbucks I worked at, come home, grab my board, and go straight down to the beach, film an Instagram clip, and then take a nap. And then wake up and like edit. Originally, so I had a whole like double long trick list, a trick list that was twice as long as tricks I actually got in this video. And this here was supposed to be a pogo flip to no-handed truck stand, no-handed fan flip. But instead I did the double flip out because I just couldn't. I remember going to this spot so many times with Stowe to try to film that. We just couldn't do it. Oh yeah. And then we were trying to make big boards. We were like getting the first samples for Waltz, and that was the first Waltz sample we got. And it was an 8-inch. And this was the first one that was in the Munster shape. Half cab impossible, backside impossible to bebop. I was super proud of that one. Another freestyle skate park that's amazing is that Pecan Park spot I was just at. Oh yeah. Flip to pogo. And then the fan flip. That was like my makeup trick when I couldn't do the flip to no-handed flip out. I was like, I'll just get it like this. And then this trick, yo, this was a Cristobal trick. Cristobal Bohemundi was doing nollie into pogo and then hooking his foot, he would kick flip out. It's like old school kick flip out. And I thought that was the sickest thing. So I was trying to copy that when I did this trick. But I couldn't spin with it. He would pop into pogo, turn backside, and then flip out to fakie. But I couldn't do the nollie to pogo while turning because it would like, I just couldn't figure it out, I don't know. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna try to hop into it quick and renegade out. And it kind of worked. It like kind of looks sick. Now watching this, I wanted to like film all that over again or like get the tricks I wanted to. Because like I said, I had probably 20 tricks. The whole video thing, what's fun about it for me was it was like a moment to say like, this is my skating. Like at 18, this is what I wanted to do with my skating. Like if I had like a goal or like if there was a certain look I wanted to have or like a certain set of tricks that I wanted to like experiment with. To me, a video part was a way to like put it all together. Contests were exciting. And like I said before, like that was where I met a lot of my friends and where I like had a chance to kind of test myself on my board. But it wasn't necessarily a place where I could be creative and like have a voice because you're just trying to keep up, trying to like do the tricks that are gonna win you the contest. But with videos, from the music to tricks I chose and like the way I did hop tricks, like all that stuff was meant to be more of like a statement, which sounds so arrogant now when I say it out loud, but I don't know, it was exciting. But I don't know, maybe you're out there making videos of your own. Maybe you're skating and you haven't made a video, but you're thinking about it, do it. People will be stoked. There's a whole community online, like there was when I first made my first video, that's there to hype you up and cheer you on as you're learning tricks. And if you've got a couple of tricks you want to show off, film them. Get like a phone and film it with that. Get like a fancy high artsy camcorder and film it with that. It doesn't matter. Just I always suggest if you're learning stuff, get it on camera, put it out there, get a photo of it, put it out there. There's a whole community of people who are stoked to see what you're working on. And there's a chance that if you're struggling with something on your board, there's like a bunch of people who are also struggling with it and could kind of work with you to work through that trick. If you like this video, let me know. If you want to see more reaction videos or see me kind of give a director's commentary on more of my old YouTube videos, I'm happy to do that. This is actually pretty fun. Keep being good to each other, keep making stuff, and keep dancing. And I will see you very soon for more of this YouTube nonsense. Later, y'all.